Hi, Dave Snyder here. It is the 16th day of July 2013. I already made this video once, but man, it's getting really tough for me to make videos anymore because it's so much hassle that I got like this program, Microsoft Expression. I got it installed on two hard drives. Well, on the hard drive that I would like to do all my videos on, for some reason the encoder it crashes, has some kind of error and crashes it. If anybody knows how I can fix that, please comment and explain how I can fix that. On the other hard drive it works fine, so what I have to do is I have to make the video on the drive I like to make my videos on, this one. And then I have to go into my BIOS, reboot into the other hard drive, and then copy the file, the recorded video over to the other hard drive, and then encode it on that one, and then upload it on either one. It doesn't matter, but it's just become a pain in the ass. And then I just made this video, and it had a bunch of static in the sound, so I'm going to redo it and see what happens. If it turns out the same, I'm just going to upload it the way it is. But anyways, I was watching some dumb Sailor Moon. Yeah, Sailor Moon's not dumb, but I was watching some cartoon ones, and I've watched. I know with the Helios is the what is it, the not a unicorn, it's the other one, Pegasus. But it's also they use so many Greek names in the Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon period. They use all kinds of Greek names in there. And I was looking up Helios and just to read what they say. And Greek mythology is so confusing. I mean, it is absolutely mind-boggling the way that there's so each name is used for so many different things. It's ridiculous, just ridiculous. But anyways, Selene, that's Sailor Moon actually in the Sailor Moon. This isn't about Sailor Moon in this video. I'm just using it because I use that. They tell you the truth in the Sailor Moon musicals. It's just you have to know the truth first. Basically, it just basically confirms it to me. Okay, so I want to skip down to this part where it says Helios. Basically, they're saying he is a sun god, basically, pretty much. Okay, so there's a part where it gets down here and it says Helios is sometimes identified with Apollo. Different names may refer to the same being. Okay, or else they may be consciously equated, as in the case of Apollo and Helios. Okay, now where's this one? Okay, in Homer, Apollo is clearly identified as a different god, a plague dealer with a silver, not golden, bow and no solar features. Okay, and where's this? Oh, the earliest certain reference to Apollo identified with Helios appears in the surviving fragments of whatever that is, Euripides or whatever, play in a speech near the end. Okay, Pythion's father. Okay, it says that Helios has destroyed her child. That Helios, whom men rightly call Apollo, the name Apollo is here understood to mean Apollon, the destroyer. Apollo, okay, the destroyer is the moon. The moon is the destroyer. So where they say with the silver, not golden bow, that's the moon. Okay, so that's the moon. When the moon destroyer. So there's a lot of different things in here. It's just mind-boggling. It really is. But they use a lot of Greek mythology in the Sailor Moon, and Greek mythology basically is not myth. It's just the way that they seen things back then and tried to explain it back in the ancient days. You know what I mean? It's basically the sun was a god, the moon was a god, and they gave them names. Okay, and it was different in different places. It was different. People explained it a little bit differently, but it was kind of the same, I guess. I don't know. You know what I mean? So anyways, that's enough of that. I'm not going to try to explain something I don't know shit about. So anyways, we'll shut that down. And I want to go into this, do this all over again. This is one I've showed before, but now I got a nice clear mind, clear picture. Everything's been updated, the picture, and it's going to be pretty clear to you. You're going to be able to see this really, really well, I hope. If not, you can try it yourself, and you should be able to see it just fine. Okay, so I've showed this before. A Mare Oriental basin flipped over and reversed over the Earth. You have to flip the image of the moon to put it on the Earth, like a rubber stamp. When you get a rubber stamp, it's got to be backwards, and then when you put the rubber stamp down, it's the right way, right? So just like that, you've got to flip the moon image over to overlay it on the Earth. If you want to see if it's ever hit the Earth, you have to do it. You have to flip the image over. Use Microsoft Paint or whatever program, just flip it and save it. Now this Mare Oriental basin image that I use I can't tell you if it's accurate because I've never seen on the moon, and none of us have ever seen on the moon the Mare Oriental Basin the way that I'm going to show it to you in this picture. We've never seen it because you can't see it on the moon. You just have to go by. You have to basically, I don't know. You really can't. I don't trust anything. But here we go. This is it, right here, and it's huge. This crater itself, right here, is almost 2 moons. If you go by the size they say. If I go from here to here, that's 4,000. That's 2 moons right there. That crater. So let me just tell you this: when I put these down, they may be different sizes depending on where I put them down. And now this is pretty close. I guess that's in the tropic there, but it's pretty close to the equator, I guess. And as you come down, it stretches. You have to make the images that I put down end up being bigger when they're around the equator because I guess if they have moved down, they've stretched. I don't know. They might be different sizes at times, a little bit, just not much though, because this is the right size. Let me just show you. This is the right size that I always tell you to look for. If you go this way, it's the right size. 2,800 miles. That's the right size that way. So now let's just go through this in detail. I laid this picture down and I lined this up with India because if this picture is correct, right? If this is really the moon. This is India right here, as you'll see right here. That's India, no question. If that's really what that crater looks like on the moon, that is definitely hit India. No line. You see the cove, you see the whole shape of India there. No getting around that, right? I can even see some of this stuff up here in the Himalayas matching somewhat, showing that they were together at the time. You can see. Look at this. See this curve right here. Look at this curve right here. Watch. Look at that fit in there. Okay, so now we'll just move on to the next area, which would be the center of the crater. Okay, now just take a look where it ends up. In an area that's different than the rest, right? This area is obviously different than the rest of the area around it. And that center's right in that area. Then look at the crater up here. And it goes right in a little spot itself. See that? Right in place. Then you go up here to the Caspian, and this is by far not the only impact on the Earth, people. By far. So this doesn't shape the whole Caspian. There's so many more impact alignments you can do. This is just not even close to the only one, and not the only crater that will fit either. You can use the side of the moon that faces us. You can use anything, any area of the moon has hit the Earth. So here's the Caspian, and that crater just kind of fits into that little spot right in here, as you see, pretty well. Okay, and this is, let me just tell you, you will not find an image of the moon in high resolution. If you do, I'll pay you. I'll give you money if you send me those images. Just give me your PayPal account. If you show me the images and send me your PayPal account, I'll send you some money, and then you send me the pictures. I'm not kidding. So anyways, you will not find a high resolution image, even though they can read your license plate on your the numbers on your license plate on your car from space, the satellites in space. They can't give us a Hubble image of the moon that's high resolution. I mean, they can if they could if they wanted to, and they have them. NASA has them, but you will never see them. And all them like the flyover of the Japanese, satellite or whatever. Those are all computer generated videos. That's all computer generated footage. It's nothing written. You're not seeing anything for real. Okay. As much as the Japanese are very honest about in the Sailor Moon musicals about telling you the truth, they are not. They cannot. Basically, someone controls what you see of the moon. Every country is restricted from releasing it because basically every country is controlled by the same people on this planet. And it's funny because I've watched those Sailor Moon musicals. I've learned so much from them. It's not even funny. But how in this one they got Master Pharaoh 90, and I thought about that. I was like, Master Pharaoh 90? No shit. I'll bet you there is a Master Pharaoh 90, motherfucker. There's still, you think about it. Why? What where the pharaohs of Egypt, the power that they had back then, that doesn't just disappear, people. That doesn't go nowhere. They still have that. They just don't come out and show themselves and present themselves as Master Pharaoh 90 because people would try to overthrow or whatever. But I bet you there is a Master Pharaoh 90, probably up to 91 now or something. But that's why they call it Master Pharaoh 90. It blew my mind when I heard that. I was like, damn, no shit. I'll bet you. Because they still build pyramids, people. You look at it, they built pyramids since then. Big casino pyramids, and those are pyramids that they've built. So then, there's no joke. The all-seeing eye is a pyramid. Believe me, it has some. The Sailor Moon musicals will blow your mind. If you do this for a while and you understand that the moons hit the earth and you watch those, it just blows my mind anyways. Maybe not yours. But you got this oval right here, this crater here. And think about that though. You think the pharaohs just went away? The Romans took them? No, they're still here. They're still ruling the world. Look at that. See that oval shape right here? Look at this. There's an oval shape right there on the land, right there. You see it right there on the earth. Falls right in place too. Okay, and then you back this off. And then you can turn on the borders. And the borders just kind of frame it all out right here. See that? Look at how they frame it out. You see it all the way around. Center kind of frames it out. Gives you a little bit more. Kind of confirms it. It's a confirmation. Then you can turn the borders off and you can turn on the weather. And then the weather, look at the weather, curve right around that. Look at that. See that? And it's live. That's the up-to-date weather right now. And it'll always fit. You just line up India. This one you just line up India, people. I'm telling you, just line up India. Blow your mind. So anyways, there's that. And so that covers that one. I'm sure I said more in the other one, but you get the idea. And let's see, what else did I talk about in the other one that I wanted? Was probably important. Oh, I brought up another picture of the crater. I wanted to bring up another picture of Mare Oriental, and I did that in the other video. And this is what I lined it up pretty much like this, and this is what you usually get. That's why I use this other image, because that's more detailed, the most detailed you'll get of Mare Oriental. But then this is what you usually get. This is a little bit better than Google Moon. Google Moon will give you about the same thing. I mean, Google Moon is a complete joke. Complete joke. They can give you the Earth looking like this, but they can't give you the Moon. Because if they gave you the Moon and the Earth as they were, everyone would know this. Everybody would know this. But that's why they don't give you the good Moon on Google Moon. Okay? It's just obvious. It's just obvious, people. I mean, I've been doing this long enough that, believe me, it's pretty damn obvious. Anyways, that's the best alignment I could get of that like that. Pretty close to it. So you kind of see that. They hide everything. But if you take away the other one and you look at this one over the land, you can kind of see India there a little bit, right here. So I mean, you can see the lines a little bit in India. Like, just zoom in a little bit better. I mean, this is the worst image you'll ever get. I mean, it's really bad. But anyways, get the idea. See this over here. It follows that curve. It goes here somehow. It may not be exactly right, but it's pretty close. And you can see that oval is right in that same place. So there you go. It's basically got the same features. It's just kind of, it looks like somebody drew it with a Sharpie or something. Right? It's ridiculous. But anyways, people, the circles are all over the Earth. They're always the same size, 2,800 miles. The deepest place on Earth, the Marianas Trench, right here in the center of this big giant circle that's 2,800 miles in diameter. You got another one here in Indonesia. This is a perfect circle, people. Check it out. Same size, 2,900 miles across. And then you got, I mean, you just got all this subduction impacts. And I do believe the continents were all created in these locations and pushed off these areas. These were supermassive volcanoes that were created by the impacts, which is the reason for the subduction. There's no other place on the planet Earth that looks this way. Anywhere else on the Earth. Only here. Okay, and there may be, actually there may be, because they don't show you the whole ocean floor accurately. And if you think they do, they don't. Believe me, they hide a lot of stuff. But you see like this blast pattern, right? See the Hawaiian Island chain like this? They say there's a hot spot, right? and it just, and the Earth drifted, and then it shifted. At this point, it shifted and went. Something happened. Well, fuck yeah, something happened. I mean, look at this. This is actually a blast pattern. If you look at it, I mean, it goes this way, it goes this way, and it goes this way, and it comes this way, right? Something hit right in the middle of it to create that blast pattern. That's a pattern that was created by some kind of impact right in the center. If you just common sense tells me that. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it kind of looks that way to me. You got an impact all over here. It's all impacts, all pushed up, not from plate tectonics. You can call it what you want, but it's not. And you can, maybe that's what is going on, and you can call it that, whatever you want. Call it whatever you want, but it's created by the impacts by the moon. From what the pictures show, anyway. They could be fooling me completely. But here's another big circle right here. This is another big circular shape right here. And there's another one off the east coast. See right here, another one. And this one right here joins up with another one. The other one is right over here. This one here. See this edge? This is the other opposite edge of this edge of an impact. The poles are what get impacted now, I do believe. Like a magnet, okay? Opposite poles attract. Like poles repel. Well, they say the moon's moving away from the Earth. Always moving away from the Earth, but it's not always moving away from the Earth. What happens when the poles on the Earth reverse? It comes back. It does not always move away from the Earth. It's not always being repelled. It will be attracted. And from what Sailor Moon tells me, I mean, watching those musicals, it'll be in the 30th century, because it's just something that I've picked up there in that documentary about the magnetic field. They say the same thing. It'll only last till the next millennium, and then that's it. And that's the 30th century. Circular shape. All impacts. Probably one of the first impacts. Cradle of civilization. Big impact right here. All over the damn place. Big volcano. Big volcano. Volcano openings. These were volcanoes. This was a volcano. This was a volcano. Now it's filled with sand, but it was a volcano. That was a volcano. This, we all know this is all volcanic, right? Okay. Great Lakes. Volcano openings. These were volcanoes. This might have been a big giant volcano. Okay, but those are volcanoes. For sure. Once you see what hits those spots, you'll see that those had to be volcanoes. This definitely 200 mile across. That lake's 200 miles long. It's an old volcano. Or maybe not. It's probably not that old. All the lakes up here are volcanic. Everything around here is volcanic. So I think I'll just cut it off right about there. And I mean, like I pointed out before, the Himalayas. If you take Australia, the coast of this part of it, if you take Australia and save the picture and move it up there, I got videos up about it already. This is the same thing as this shape here. You can put it right over the top, or you can take the Himalayas and put them over out Australia. It don't matter, but there's the same thing, same coast. You'll see the same land features all throughout. They were either created in the same place at the same time, or created in the same place at different times, or just impacted at the same time. Well, something. They were something at the same time. They were created by the same thing to put the same land features all over the place. They all match. Same in Japan. You put Japan over Australia right here, and it was probably created in the same place. I mean, you see the center. See Japan. That looks like a volcano to me. It used to be like a volcano. It looks like. And you could also put this Japan right over here too. You put it right here over Colorado. Fits perfectly here too. Something was together. They were together one way or another, or they were from the same parents, same mother, because they were created in the same place. Same volcano, massive volcano on the Earth, which I do believe would be over there in the Pacific, right here somewhere. But I think the poles are. This is definitely a direct impact. The poles. You look at the weather and you can see. I mean, damn, look at that. Okay, and it's the right size. It's the same size as the circles I just pointed out, 2,800 miles. Okay, so check that out. Let me know what you think. That's it. Everybody have a good day, good night, whatever. Alright. If you like the video, hit the like button. Try to get the, sometimes I put out a decent video. I think this one might be decent, as long as it sounds alright. Not putting anybody down too much in this one. I sometimes do that just because I get tired of the ignorance. But, you know, have a good day.